All right, here we are in lesson 1.5, and we are on page 21. It is use properties to add. Our essential question at the top of the page asks us, how can you add more than two add-ins? Well, let's make a connection. In chapter 1.1, we talked about other properties of addition. So let's connect right here. You have learned the commutative property of addition, and you can add two or more numbers in any order and get the same sum. Here's an example. 16 plus 9 is the same as 9 plus 16. If you keep that property in mind, that when you're adding, you can flip-flop or change the order of add-ins, then the associative property of addition is going to make some sense to you here. So let's take a look at the definition of the associative property. The associative property of addition states that you can group add-ins in different ways and still get the same sum. It's also called the grouping property. I'm going to erase that there so it doesn't block, but we call it the grouping property because they use these, do you see these right here? Parentheses. The parentheses show how the numbers are being grouped. And when you have parentheses, you are going to be adding those numbers first. So 16 plus 7 plus 23 is the same or equal to 16 plus 7 plus 23. Again, because commutative property stated we can add them in any order and the sum stays the same, associative property is basically the same idea, except for you are grouping numbers first, then you are adding them, and you can change the order, but the sum still stays the same. All right, let's take a look at unlock the problem. Mrs. Gomez sold 23 cucumbers, 38 tomatoes, and 42 peppers at the farmer's market. How many vegetables did she sell in all? Ooh, in all. That's keywords for addition right there. So we have to find 23 plus 38 plus 42. So here's a good tip. Look for an easy way to add. Step number 1, line up the numbers by place value. If you notice, you have 23, 38, and 42. It goes from least to greatest. Then it says step 2, group the ones to make them easy to add. So think about making tens. That's a tip right there. They chose 8 plus 2. 8 plus 2 is 10, and then that makes it easy to add the 10 plus 3 is 13. They put the 3 on the bottom, and they carried the 1. Now we're going to look over here at step 3. Now group the tens to make them easy to add also. So think about possibly making doubles. They combined the 2 and the 3 to make 5. And then they also combined the 4 and the 1 to make 5. So then they could just add 5, and 5 is 10. So 23 plus 38 plus 42 is 103. So Mrs. Gomez sold 103 vegetables in all.